Hey Gemini, how are we today? As you can see, back to my home. So this will be back to our normal background, obviously, and whatnot. It is still school holidays, so I do still have a child that, you can ask them to not make noise, but these things can't be helped sometimes. So hopefully we have no interruptions there. But yeah, just looking today at your person, the energy versus the reality of the situation between you guys. Okay, so when we're looking at the energy, we'll be looking at things like their thoughts and feelings towards you, what's going on behind the scenes with their energy towards you. But then we'll look at the reality of the situation and sort of what's coming through into the real world with that person towards you. Okay, so when we're looking at the energy, I will be using the Healing Light Lenormand. And for the reality side of things, I do have the Tanis Lenormand there. But I also have the Hidden Truth Oracle with me as well to get a few little extra messages at the end of the day. But everyone that does comment on one of my videos will go in the draw for a free personal reading. So make sure you leave a comment. I'll be drawing that when we hit 100. So we're getting super close, guys. So make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep updated as well. Beginning sort of straight on into it for you, Gemini. Firstly, we're going to look at, like I said, your person's energy towards you. So we sort of see things like their thoughts and feelings, their desires towards you, rather than what's actually going on. So we'll be looking at your person's energy towards you today, Gemini. Your person's energy towards Gemini. Okay, so firstly, we do have the bear, and it has come out with the lily. Okay, so definitely in their energy that they are sort of very protective of their emotional connection. Okay, their emotions basically very, very overprotect. I feel overprotective even of their emotional insecurities and all those sorts of things. We do see with the bear, it is a protector. It is very strong and independent, willful. But when it's with the lily there, they are very, very protective of the emotional intimacy stuff. Okay, so they may have a lot of trouble being vulnerable with you and being honest with you about their thoughts and feelings. Okay, so we do see that, that can also talk about longevity, the lily there. So, they're very protective of, guiding this so that it does create more long term rather than you know, short term. That's why they're sort of a bit wary. I feel that they're just a bit wary that, maybe in the past they've had situations where they've been vulnerable with somebody for only to, not last after that vulnerability. So we do sort of see that they are sort of vested in that long term side of things, but also very, protective of their emotional side, their vulnerabilities, those sorts of things. It is a very romantic card, the lily, as well. It does have that romantic aspect, and it does sort of really talk about that potential for a lot of emotional intimacy between you. But I do feel that when it's come out with the bear there, they are just a little bit overprotective of that side of themselves. So it may take a little bit for you to sort of draw that out of them. We also do see that with the bear, they could be very protective of the relationship as a whole. Okay, and wanting to sort of, yeah, like I said, create that longevity within the connection, and so sort of rearing up and being a little bit defensive if they do feel as though anyone or anything is jeopardizing the connection between you guys. All right, so just something to keep in mind with that bear energy. It is a very strong, powerful card, but when you have that strength over top of your emotional connection side of things, it does sort of show us that, yeah, they are sort of very protective of that. And that's mostly what I'm getting from that there. We do also have the rider, okay? So the rider really does bring good news pretty quick, those sorts of things. But if you the way that it's come out here, I do have the ring has come out as well, and it's kind of like this ring. The writer is bringing that ring towards you. Okay, so on an energetic level, they are really vested in bringing you the good news that they do want a long-term relationship with you. Is pretty much what I'm getting straight away from that, Gemini. But also with the ring, I am getting a bit of a message that definitely not wanting to repeat any cycles that they may have been through in the past with past connections. Okay, so that's probably why we do see that wariness with the bear coming through. But they're definitely, headed straight for you, Gemini, with this relationship in mind. They're feeling as though this connection is good news and they want to share that good news with you. So, really wanting to share that with you, that they are vested in this connection, and they do sort of foresee it as a very strong connection, a very strong relationship between you and this person. So, energetically, we are looking at some very positive energy coming through there. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out in the reality of this connection. So Gemini and the reality of this person towards Gemini, please. This person and reality towards Gemini, please. Okay, lovely. I'm quite happy with that reality coming through here. We do see the anchor has come through first and foremost. So, just a bit of a side note, in reality, there may just be a few external things that they do feel are sort of weighing them down. But overall, they do sort of feel as though, the connection with you is quite stable, quite steady, it quite, holds them safe through whatever storm they're about to face. So they are quite secure in this connection, and they feel as though they can depend on you. So that's quite a strong message with the anchor there. It just does have that niggling, there may be a few external things that are still sort of weighing down on them. I do feel as though it's probably to do with past connections, judging off that energy we saw. But we also do have the clover, okay? So that's actually linking up really well with that rider that has come through as well. So the clover is, very good fortune, short-term good luck. With the rider, we do see that really quick sort of movement, so the short-term quickness happening there. And this clover does sort of talk about taking a chance, taking a risk. Okay, so you can kind of imagine there that with the rider, coming in fast, wanting to share their good news with you, and then they are sort of willing to take a bit of a risk. So I feel as though that risk is that they are willing to be a little bit more, vulnerable with you, and they're going to be coming towards you, with that good news of the that emotional connection, and that strong relationship vibe coming through. So they're really going to be taking a chance on this connection. In reality, it does talk about that they're really feeling quite able to take some risks when it comes to opening themselves up to you, Gemini. So that's quite positive. The reason I do straight away know that that is directly connected to their vulnerability and that emotional, intimacy between the two of you is the lily has actually come out once again in the reality. So to have the same cards coming out in both the energy and the reality, in the energy, it is still quite guarded. They're guarding themselves quite a bit, but that's not stopping them from bringing it out into the reality between you guys, where you are sort of going to have that very strong emotional intimacy. They do, especially with the anchor and the lily, we are definitely seeing some long-term stability there, a lot of potential for a fantastic long-term connection with this person. Okay, so, and definitely, like I said, they're going to be taking that risk to be a little bit more vulnerable with you, and really be honest about how they feel, about how things are going with you guys, how they feel about you. Okay, so it's seeing such a good flow through between the energy and the reality is, really always a very positive sign. Okay, Gemini. So I will just draw two more cards just in regard to the most likely outcome for you and this person, Gemini. Most likely outcome for Gemini and this person. And I'll just note, I am using the deck I'm looking at reality as well, okay, just to just to clarify that this is sort of realistic outcomes more so than energetic. Okay. Most likely outcomes for Gemini and this person, please. Okay, pretty straightforward. All right, you guys are on the right path. We do have the road there. So, any choices or decisions that this person will be making will be being made with that flowers in mind that they want to give to this. Okay, that they really want to, share and give to this. All right, the road does talk about decisions, choices, but it also is a very strong indicator that you guys are on the right path. So, as an outcome, with these two cards here, definitely on the right path to a lot of reciprocal energy as well, because the flowers really does talk about that give and take. All right, so they're wanting to give to this connection just as much as they want to receive from you as well. So we are seeing that you guys are on the right path for all the rewards and pleasure that the flowers bring as well. All right, so there may also be a physical gift. They may physically bring you flowers as well, because we are looking at the outcome here. And I did just see 11:11 on the clock, right as I said that. So definitely could be a physical gift headed your way. All right. And they're really, like I said, they're really wanting to, come towards you, take that chance, and they're going to make that decision, to follow this path with you. It's definitely looking like a positive outcome there, Gemini. Very happy for you, Gemini. Let me know. But I will grab a couple of those hidden truth and see what's going on under the surface here. Gemini and this person. What's going on under the surface? The hidden truth of this connection, please. Pardon? Okay, so we do see, I wish I had have treated you better. So I do feel as though this hidden truth is talking about why they are so guarded, why they are a little bit hesitant. Like I mentioned at the start there, it does feel as though, they are, having some external things weighing them down. They may have a few bad experience with past connections that are weighing them down a little bit. So when I do see, I wish I had have treated you better, I do feel as though they're making a conscious effort to treat you better than they have treated other people in their past. Okay, so I'm kind of getting that clearly, that that's not actually directly about you, but it's more about them, that they are wishing that, that from here on, they really want to treat people better than what they may have treated people in the past. So that's actually, once again, a pretty positive hidden truth. But also, I bury myself in work to forget you. Okay, so I feel as though that what we're looking at there with that one, I bury myself in work to forget you, that those external things weighing them down, even when they're dealing with those external things, they've still got their mind on you, Gemini, and they're willing to sort of, move forward in a really positive way. Okay, so they're realizing that, you do take over their thoughts a little bit there. Even no matter how hard they try to distract themselves with work or whatever, they still have a very Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. So that's also quite interesting there, Gemini. But that's what I have for you today. Let me know in the comments if that resonated for you. Of course, if it doesn't resonate for you, feel free to check your other placements, or, even cross-watch your person's sign to get a bit of a better idea of, how they are seeing you and whatnot as well. Like I said in the intro, leave a comment and you'll go in the draw for that free personal. But thank you all so much for your support so far. Hopefully I'll see you all again soon.